it is time for Radio Sidewinder News.
This is a Radio Sidewinder News report from the 23rd of May, 3306. In anticipation of the release of the Drake-class fleet carrier, a group of intrepid commanders is organizing an ambitious movement to create a network of ships spread across the farthest reaches of the galaxy. This network, called the Deep Space Support Array, or DSSA, is being created entirely through the generous donations of independent pilots who will personally purchase, finance, and deploy their carriers to nearly every sector of the galaxy. Once deployed, these carriers will act as a refuge for deep space explorers who need to refuel, repair, and refit their vessels. Additionally, they will provide much-needed human contact to help combat the dreaded space madness which afflicts some commanders who spend long periods of time in the black. Admittance into the DSSA requires certain commitments from participants, including a pledge to fund their own carriers' operating costs and remain stationary in designated star systems for a specific period of time. These measures are intended to ensure explorers will always know the location of the support carriers, should any emergencies arise. Gary Shivers, an administrator for the Brewer Corporation as well as a hobbyist astronomer, had this to say about the effort: "Just think about the expansion of humanity. It took modern man 10,000 years to populate Earth. Then, in just 1,000 years we expanded to thousands of systems in the bubble. Today, we are establishing our first outposts in the rest of the galaxy. Our growth is exponential. Who knows what tomorrow will bring?" This has been Computer Pete reporting for Radio Sidewinder News.
Galnet News transmissions are sponsored in part by the Bank of Zeons. Trust the Bank of Zeons with your hard-earned credits.
Welcome back, Commander. You currently have no missions. You are docked at the unknown station, Z31Z7X on Friofolia HL-SC6-61 in the Friofolia HL-SC6-6 system. You are pledged to Aisling Duval. You have served for over 65.5 weeks and are at rank 1 with no accumulated merits. Reminder, you have a lipid controller but are not carrying any lipids. Body 1C contains large deposits of sulfur, carbon, and phosphorus. This body contains high levels of sulfur, carbon, and phosphorus. Body 1A contains large deposits of sulfur, carbon, and phosphorus. Planet 1 is a notable gas giant with water-based life with pristine rocky and icy rings. Disengaged from local networks. Reminder,
Landing plan
you have a
is
lipid controller but are not
engaged.
carrying any
Restrict
lipids.
speed until clear of a carrier. are now clear of the area. Good luck, and fly safely, Commander.
Destination confirmed. Stellai Serpents is traveling to the Briofolia DF-UC5-8 system. This is your first visit to the system. Jumps to go. Fuel levels are at 85%.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete.
Fuel at maximum.
Complete. Frame shift drive charging.
Destination confirmed. Stellai Serpents is en route to the Briofolia WS-QB10-1 system. This is your first visit to the system. You have 14 jumps until arrival.
Fuel scooping.
8 bodies remain to be scanned. Refuel.
Complete.
Planet 1 is a notable rocky ice world with an extremely oblong orbit. Planet 2 is a notable rocky ice world with an extremely elliptical orbit. Body 6 has large deposits of carbon.
System scan complete. Frame shift drive charging.
Telemetry obtained. Stellai Serpents is traveling to the Briofolia WY-RB1-45 system. This is your first visit to the system. Jumps left.
Fuel scooping.
2 out of 12 bodies have been scanned here. Fuel at maximum.
Complete.
Moon A3 is notable, with an unusually high radius of over 2,500 kilometers. A5 is a notable rocky body with an unusually high radius of around 2,500 kilometers and an unusually high gravity of 0.33 times Earth's. Body A5 has high levels of tellurium. Planet A7 is a notable icy body with an extremely high surface temperature of over 488 Kelvin. This body contains high levels of sulfur and carbon.
System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Telemetry obtained. Stellai Serpents is heading to the Briofolia QX-81-71 system. This is your first visit to the system. You have 12 jumps to go.
Fuel scooping.
6 bodies remain to be scanned here. Stellai Serpents is now fully refueled. Planet 5 is a notable water world with abundant liquid water at the surface. Planet 4 is notable, with potential for terraforming.
System scan complete.
Bodies 4 and 5 are good candidates for mapping.
Where the profits are, where the adventure lurks, where the vast sights of the unknown nebulae stretch into the darkness. Home? Home is freedom. Freedom is to chart your own
Surface
path.
scanned by 50%.
Freedom is to craft your own destiny. Freedom is
Mapping is now finished.
Surface scan
Efficiency
complete.
bonus awarded. Planet 4 is a medium gravity terraformable high metal content world. Most prevalent in the thick atmosphere is carbon dioxide with an average surface temperature of 533 Kelvin. Body 5 is also a good mapping candidate.
This hour of Radio Sidewinder is sponsored by the Hornby Feedback, the Federation's premier steakhouse. We feature only the finest cuts of Witch Hall Kobe beef, grilled to perfection every time, and served with a healthy portion of fresh, steamed Uzayan tree grub. And every Thursday is Ladies' Night at the Hornby Feedback with half-price Conga Ale for all sentients who identify as female. That's the Hornby Feedback, conveniently located on level 17, section 9A, Hornby Terminal, Witch Hall. Come for the beef, stay for the fun.
Have you ever had to cope without your ship? One day I was transporting goods, and then the next, there it was. My ship was broken, destroyed. Next to no time, people were starving from lack of food cartridges and no tea. The engineer said it was caused by railgun damage to the shields. He recommended shield boosters to help prevent hull damage. They work a lot better than just shields alone. Unique constant express charge ball technology makes it strengthen active shields if powered. Multiple boosters stacking effectiveness, giving you the best protection credits can buy. This helps keep your ship working at its best. Now shield boosters go on every ship I buy.
Ships live longer with ships live longer with ships live longer with shield boosters.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Mapping is finished.
Surface
Efficiency
scan
bonus
complete.
awarded. Planet 5 is a medium gravity water world. Most prevalent in the atmosphere is nitrogen with an average surface temperature of 218 Kelvin. All worthwhile bodies are now mapped.
Frameshift drive charging.
Jump in progress. Stellae Serpents is in transit to the Ryokoya IG-AC3-0 system. This is your first visit to the system. jumps remaining. Fuel levels are now at 83% capacity.
Fuel scooping.
Star A is extraordinary, relative to similar Class M stars, with an unusually high solar mass of 0.53 times sols, an unusually high solar radius at 0.72 times sols, higher than average surface temperature, and high brilliance. As you can see, it emits an orange-red light. Star B is notable, with an unusually high average density. As you can see, it emits an orange-red light. 9 bodies remain to be scanned here. Refueled.
Hey, thanks Silver for the follow, I appreciate it.
Planet A4 is notable, with pristine rocky and icy rings. Body A4 has large deposits of carbon. This body has large deposits of carbon. This body has high levels of carbon and selenium. This body contains large deposits of carbon and selenium. Body A4E contains high levels of sulfur, carbon, and phosphorus. This body has large deposits of carbon. Planet A2 is a notable water world with abundant liquid water. Body A2 is a recommended mapping candidate.
Help us spread the signal by becoming part of our squadron. Join the Radio Sidewinder crew. Visit us today in McLean Ring, Taylor. Contact the Radio Sidewinder crew. Join today. Help us spread the signal. Join
Hey, Gareth Horan, how you doing?
Surface scan by 50%.
Mapping is now finished. Efficiency bonus awarded. Planet A2 is a medium gravity water world. I am detecting low levels of active iron lava flows. The super-dense atmosphere is argon-rich with an average surface temperature of 254 Kelvin. You have mapped all worthwhile bodies.
frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, that's some of the times the struggle of the detailed surface scanner, so you gotta swap over to combat mode so you can see the things. It's definitely a big struggle.
Destination confirmed. Stellai Serpents is traveling to the Briofolia FF-E-4-7 system. This is your first visit to the system. You have 10 jumps to go.
Ah, yeah, welcome back. Hope you got some sleep, my dude.
Moon A3 is a notable rocky body with an unusually inclined orbit. 8 out of 29 bodies have been scanned. Fuel at maximum.
It's like really early here for me, but this is what we do before we head out to work, so gotta get the day's exploring in. There you go. Get that elite rank. I think trade was the first one I got, but exploration wasn't too far after. It's half 11. Ah, you across the pond. It's 6:30 a.m. here for me.
This body contains high levels of carbon and selenium.
That's late. And how long is my streaming?
Deposits of carbon.
So usually in the mornings we go exactly for 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours. I usually do like a 6 to 8. And then if we do stuff usually after work, not going to be today, but if we do stuff later in the day, it's anywhere between 2 to 3 hours. Days I have off are a little bit different, and hopefully I'll get the stream schedule posted today. But we like to do good 6 to 8 hour long ones. Hey, well there you go. I'm usually up at 6 a.m. anyways, doing stuff. So I was like, you know what? Why not throw like an Explorers series on the channel? And I thought that would be fun. Kind of just chill. Usually don't have too much voice because I don't want to wake up the roommates, and just hang out. There you go. There you go. Hey,
Planet AB8 is
welcome to the Twitch.
With an unusually high radius of just over 11,000 kilometers.
What game is this? Yes. So this is Elite Dangerous, the best space sim that is out there. Other than that, all I can say is go watch videos because it is hard to put into words. Yeah. Right now, I believe it's on sale on Steam for like $9 too, if you don't want any of the expansions. That's not too bad. Definitely not everybody's cup of tea, though.
Planet AB4 is a notable icy body with an unusually high radius of well over 11,500 kilometers.
So, let me give you a look and show you where we're at. Alright, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. I have this laid out so I can... This, I turn off play number 1. Uno. We're currently... Yes. So here is the bubble. We've gone out past. So yesterday we ended the stream over here at Sagan, or near the Sagan Research Center, which is in Thor's helmet, which is, I guess, directly out from the bubble, pretty much, out towards the arm. I docked at a cruiser that was orbiting in Thor's helmet, and when I logged back on, we were a good another 2,000 light years out, which is fine. We were going to go see Seagull today, but we're actually heading towards, after we hit Terra Madre, we're going to head over towards NGC 2244, which is also known as, yeah, the Rosette Nebula. So, if that gives you an idea. But we're in the Persis Transit. That's where we're at. When we're done scanning up, I'll open Galaxy Map to give you a better idea. Also, my name is the same everywhere, so if you ever wanted to just friend me in Elite so you can see an idea where you're at, that's not a bad idea either. I always play in open. Only time I swap to solo is if I want to take some high-res screenshots.
Moon AB6 is notable, with an incredibly inclined orbit. Body AB6 contains large deposits of carbon and selenium.
Alright, here we go. And let's go ahead. I forgot to swap this back. That's fine. All we did was scan up one. Yeah. This is where we're at. So, bubble, us. I am on Twitter. I am on Twitter and Instagram and everywhere. Same name.
Frameshift drive charging.
Jump in progress. Stellai Serpents is en route to the Rheopolia SC-IV2-7 system. This is your first visit to the system. Nine jumps left.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete.
Well, that was easy.
Stellai Serpents is now fully refueled.
Yes, I always bring a trusty SRV. And what's basically going on is I also... what else I always bring? If I'm in my Anaconda, I like to bring fighters as well, which is always fun. Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Jump in progress.
I appreciate all the things and stuff.
This is your first visit to the system.
The panels and everything, I love the overlays and everything. Alright, don't know about the ads. But I appreciate the watching.
Star B is notable, relative to similar Class M stars, with an unusually high average density. As you can see,
exactly.
It emits an orange-red light. Maximum fuel.
Yeah, no, I love bringing fighters along, especially for the if you get some pretty nice rings with stellar phenomena, as well as like if you're doing some planetary landing stuff. That's pretty fun. It's also good if you wanted to multi-crew and do some exploring, like I did with my brother yesterday. Fighters would be nice because unfortunately you can't get down in SRVs and multi-crew, which is sad. I wish you could. I understand why. But I wish you could do that. But with fighters, at least you could get multi-crew along.
Frameshift drive charging.
Jump in progress. Stellai Serpents is in transit to the Seattle YOU-LA117-5 system. Arrival star is not scoopable. This is your first visit to the system.
You're all good, my dude. I appreciate it. Like I said, we're just kind of here to chill. I do this for fun, so if peeps keep coming back and I can talk to you,
Commander.
that's what matters. We all friends here.
1 out of 10 bodies have been scanned in the system.
Yeah, if you want to explore in a group, and you don't want to do like a wing and wait for people, or you have other friends that maybe just want to pop on and do some fun exploring, Fighter's always fun. And the restriction, I'm assuming it's because if I was to leave in an SRV, nobody is on the ship anymore. And when you do that, it has something to do with the way the game is coded. It's probably a coding restriction. I would love to see if they could fix it, but I doubt it, the way SRVs work from the way I understand them. Because it basically just removes your ship and makes your ship an asset, and nothing on your ship will move. So like if I leave the ship in an SRV, I do not believe like the character would be able to sit in it anymore, and they'd probably have to recode that entire section of the game, and they probably just don't want to do that. He is the one. Hey, bud, I understand. I used to do that schoolwork too. Schoolwork is important even though you hate it.
With an unusually high radius of around 11,500 kilometers.
But let me tell you, what's worse than schoolwork is actually going to real work. So, I do miss the schoolwork times. So enjoy it while you can.
This body contains high levels of carbon and selenium.
Then again, I don't hate my job too much.
System scan complete.
Yeah, it's just something that you have to do. Welcome to life, my dude. It kind of sucks. And this is why we play games.
Frameshift drive charging.
Hey, there you go, Mango. I was able to work from home for a while, but they need me back in the shop now, so.
Jump in progress. Stellai Serpents is traveling to the high DEIQD-CC27-24 system. This is your first visit to the system.
Yep, so basically top right is a app called G19's Elite Dangerous app. It's meant for a Logitech keyboard, but it works as a separate key. I have it set to Aura Review. And basically, what happens is as... Let's wait for this ship to be done.
2,500 Kelvin. This star is notable, relative to similar Class M stars, with higher than average surface temperature. As you can see, it emits an orange-red light.
So basically,
Planet 2 is an exceptional high metal content world with an incredibly high mass at 9.2 times Earth's, an incredibly large radius of over 11,000 kilometers, and an incredibly high surface temperature of just over 3,000 Kelvin. 19 bodies remain to be scanned in the system.
So this is a good example. It is an aura review of basically the system you're in. If it's pre-discovered, it'll show all system-like stuff on the map. As you can see, we jumped in, we've scanned because we're so close. The two planetoids orbiting the star. Here in a second, we're going to jump into FFS and start scanning stuff. When we start that, you'll see that it actually shows up on the map, which is pretty sweet. Now on the top left, we've got ED Market Connector. Basically, I've got it set to show me if there's terraformable worlds that link to EDSM, so that way we have an idea of if somebody's been there or whatnot. But watch this as an example here in a second. We'll get one scanned and it'll pull up through. Here we go.
Planet 4 is a notable icy body with an unusually high surface temperature of over 337 Kelvin.
There you go, as an example. And then it looks like it's going around. What are we guessing? Is this a Class 2 gas giant? With rings?
Planet 3 is a notable Class 2 gas giant with a pristine rocky ring.
And then you can see, hey, look, that's orbiting that. And we got another gas giant over here, also with rings.
Planet 5 is a notable Class 3 gas giant with a pristine metal-rich ring.
But yeah, anyways, working from home. I didn't mind working from home. I did it for like 2 months. So it was nice, but people aren't going to get their computers physically fixed unless I'm in the store. So I've got to go in to do that.
This body contains high levels of germanium.
I saw you hiding up there.
Planet 8 is notable, with pristine metal-rich and icy rings. Body 8 contains large deposits of carbon. Body 8C has large deposits of carbon. This body contains high levels of carbon and selenium. This body contains large deposits of sulfur, carbon, and phosphorus. This body has large deposits of carbon. Planet 6 is a notable gas giant with water-based life with a pristine icy ring.
That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. It'll let us know at the end. I'm not paying too much attention. Now, we did just get a gas giant with water-based life, so that's pretty chill. Gotta love the little microbes just swimming around. Man, I could go for a swim now. That'd be nice.
Body 6 contains high levels of carbon.
So technically most valuable if it's a first discover, because I have most of them memorized. Earth-like and water terraformable are just about the same. I believe they net you, if you're first to discover and you do a full planetary scan, about 3.3 mil a piece. If you're not a first discovery, I still think they give you like 1.4 or something like that.
Planet 7 is a notable Class 1 gas giant with a pristine icy ring. This body has high levels of carbon. Body 7B contains high levels of carbon. This body has large deposits of sulfur, carbon, and phosphorus.
Yeah, so you have to do FFS, find it, scan it, be the first one, and then do DSS, the land scanner. If you don't actually do the DSS, I believe you only get half.
Frameshift drive charging.
It's the galactic cycle of life. From growing crops and killing them to make food, to expelling waste and shipping it back to the farmlands to make more. Here at CEO's,
Jump in progress. Stellai Serpents is in transit to the HIPE-CP-4 system. This is your first visit to the system.
Energy produces waste, and we're using a lot of energy. Introducing the cycle of CEOs. From CEOs to Sophos with data delivery.
You have 5 jumps left.
5 jumps out, boys.
Our cycle of CEOs supports the galactic cycle of life. CEOs.
21 bodies remain to be scanned in the system.
By taking what we pass back to the farm.
Refuel.
This is Commander Shepard from the 47th Cartographic Division of the Alliance's Science and Reconnaissance Directorate. Humanity's expansion depends upon the cooperation of all available pilots to join the Alliance's forces in bolstering the exploration efforts that aim to further our reach into the pristine resource reserves of the unmapped star systems. The Alliance is counting on all of you to fill the blank spots in our star charts. With your scans, you can make a difference.
Let's see, freeze-dried ice cream, powdered lasagna. Guess I could go with mashed potatoes again. Isn't there something better to eat? Is the same old bland food giving you a case of space madness? Here in Ocho,
Planet A3 is notable, with a pristine icy rain.
chili peppers in the galaxy. If you're craving flavor, come see us at Roddenberry Gateway in Ochung and try a pepper as dangerous as you are.
Moon A3G is a notable icy body with an unusually elongated orbit.
Away from eyes. Do not feed the children unless they're being very naughty.
Moon A3F is a notable icy body with an unusually elliptical orbit. Moon A3B is notable, with an extremely elongated orbit.
The moon itself looks a little bit elongated there.
Moon A3C is a notable icy body with an extremely oblong orbit.
I see you hiding out there.
Planet A1 is a notable Class 1 gas giant with a pristine icy ring. Body A1 contains large deposits of carbon and selenium. Body A1E contains large deposits of carbon. This body contains high levels of carbon and selenium. Body A1F contains large deposits of carbon. This body contains large deposits of carbon. This body contains high levels of carbon and selenium.
Ammonia-based life, nice. That's how Thargoids are created, question mark?
Body A2B has large deposits of carbon. This body has large deposits of carbon. Body A2C has high levels of carbon. Body A2D has high levels of carbon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Thargoids come from ammonia worlds, yeah? At least out in the Pleiades, that's where they first originated. So they were an ammonia-based life form. At least I believe that's the original lore and the original elite, and I think they carried that over.
Frameshift drive charging.
Telemetry obtained. Stellai Serpents is in transit to the HIPE-CP-3-4 system. This is your first visit to the system.
I feel that. You can explore some like stuff on the ground without having to get too close to them up in the sky.
4 jumps to go.
So there are some, you can look it up online, but there's some places you can land and find some really cool stuff about them.
3 out of 26 bodies have been scanned. Stellai Serpents is now fully refueled.
If you haven't, I would recommend checking out Guardians first, though, if you haven't already. And get some Guardian tech before you head out there. Just in case you do happen to run into one of them. Alright, so you can see up at the top left here, we've got a nice little star. And basically what that star means is, according to EDSM, now the person may not have EDSM, but this system has never been visited before. So this is a brand new, nobody's been here. The Guardians are basically the ancient race of like super high-tech people that killed off the Thargoids. Or, I'm not going to really get into it because there's a lot of lore you'll discover as you go out there with logs and stuff, but basically the Thargoids and the Guardians fought each other, and the Guardians no longer exist, and Thargoids were killed off. They're gone, question mark, question mark, question mark, no spoilers here.
Planet 3 is a notable Class 1 gas giant with an incredibly high mass at just over 556 times Earth's.
Kind of. Basically imagine the Forerunners. That's exactly, they're like blue, they have energy. Some of the guys you face go against kind of look like whatever his name in the first one.
Is a notable icy body with an extremely oblong orbit.
100%, same story.
Moon 3 is a notable icy body with an extremely oblong orbit.
Except Elite did it in the 80s. Or was it 90s? I can't remember when the original Elite launched. I'm not that old. Even if I sound like it.
Planet 6 is an interesting icy body with an unusually high radius of just over 12,000 kilometers and a pristine icy ring. Planet 5 is notable, with pristine rocky and icy rings. This body contains high levels of carbon. This body contains large deposits of carbon and selenium. Body 5b has large deposits of carbon. Body 5d contains high levels of carbon and selenium. Body 5e contains large deposits of carbon. Body 5f contains high levels of carbon.
Alright, we got another gas giant out over here.
Planet 4 is notable, with a pristine icy ring. This body has high levels of carbon. This body contains large deposits of carbon and selenium. Body 4F has large deposits of carbon.
I'm going to keep this one highlighted because it says ammonia magma, and I don't think I've seen ammonia magma before.
Body 4B contains high levels of carbon.
So we may go check that out, depending on how far it is.
Contains large deposits of carbon and selenium.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I doubt they will, but I see what you're feeling there.
This body contains high levels of carbon.
Or maybe just add more reasons to leave Super Cruise, instead of just
4G has high levels of carbon
like the
and
little
selenium.
whatevers.
This system has every element required to augment an explorer's range. Exploration class, green.
Yeah, if they had like reasons to leave Super Cruise instead of just like high, instead of normal, like, what am I looking for? You know, like the little things that float around space. I'm not doing a good example. Instead of like emissions and things like that, what if they actually had like decent things that you could go ahead and like do? And that would be pretty cool. I'd be down for that, using gravity wells correctly. Also, we still got an hour left in this stream, so 100% we're going to come check out these ammonia geysers. Yeah, more options are always a plus. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, gotta pay attention. I feel like it would be fair because then we already have implemented like the Super Cruise Assist, yeah? So you just buy that and that will help avoid all that stuff. Yeah, space is dangerous.
Surface scanned by 50%.
19 geological surface signals detected. Map is now finished. Efficiency bonus awarded. Moon 4 is a low-gravity icy body that is suitable for landing. I am detecting low levels of active ammonia lava flows. The surface temperature average is 49 Kelvin. This body contains high levels of carbon and selenium. All bodies of interest are now mapped.
Orbital flight engaged.
Alright, ammonia geysers, let's go.
Stellai Serpents has returned to normal space in the vicinity of planet IPEI-EB53-44A. Glide mode initiated. IPEI-EB53-44 is a low-gravity world, at 6 centimos. Glide completed.
Here we go.
And now it is time
Oh,
for Radio
time for the news.
This is a Radio Sidewinder news update for the 2nd of June, 3306. A group of independent commanders has publicly announced its intentions to assist the shadowy organization, known only as the Dark Wheel, in expanding from its home system of Shinrata Dizra. Little is known about the Dark Wheel, except for rumors that it is a group of the most elite pilots in the galaxy who are sworn to uphold humanity's deepest secrets. In fact, it is unclear whether the faction in the Shinrata Desra system is the true Dark Wheel, or just a cover organization to help the real group stay concealed. The Dark Wheel is purportedly believed to know the location of Raxla, which is itself a confounding mix of mysteries, myth, and legend. Some even say that Raxla contains a gateway to other galaxies. The pilots leading the effort believe the Dark Wheel to be champions of humanity, who have been contained and controlled by a sinister group of the galaxy's most powerful individuals known only as the Club. The Club has allegedly been behind some of the most notorious activities in recent history, though evidence proving their involvement is often dismissed as insubstantial. The operation is being called Turning the Wheel. Dozens of independent pilot communities have
Max is
already
around 10, I
expressed their
believe.
support of the effort, and commanders of all affiliations have been invited to aid the faction by supporting their activities in Shinrata Desra. For those commanders who have not yet achieved an elite rank, they can join the efforts in the LFT-926 system.
Touchdown
This
on
has been Computer Pete reporting for Radio Sidewinder
Coordinates are
News.
-28.80
Be careful out there,
degrees
commanders.
latitude,
I believe there is more going on here
degrees
than meets
longitude.
the eye.
This hour of Radio Sidewinder is brought to
When it comes to high G planets, I think the highest I've landed on is like a 4.2.
Don't fly without
Buggy away. SRV standing by for recovery.
Yes, so you've got the Crate Phantom, and the Crate Mark II. The Phantom is really good for exploring. Very lightweight, does really well jumps, but it can't hold a fighter hangar, and it only has a few hard points. The Crate MK2 is basically, imagine a sister ship of a Python, but it can hold fighters, and it's pretty maneuverable if you upgrade it. I've got one of those. It's my go-to medium fighting ship. Alright, what do we got here? Ammonia ice fumahole. Nice. Let's go see if we can see some that are exploding before we get out of here. There was one going on up here. Let's turn the lights off. Oh, we can keep it on. Yep, Falcon to Lacey. How many ships? I could probably grab them all if I knew them, or manufacturers. But it would be a hot second for me to remember them all. Falcon to Lacey is my favorite ship designer, though. I actually had a shirt. It's worn away now because I've worn it so much. But it was a Falcon de Lacey. I had custom made shirt just because all I used to fly in when I started with a Sod Kruger. Yep, Sod Kruger is your Dolphin and your Beluga, your Orca. So you've got that. You've got your Falcon de Lacey. You've got your what is it? Not Guatemala, but that's what I call it, Guatemala or whatever, which does your Imperial ships. Which is pretty cool. You have your high-end ships, kind of like the, oof, that was a little bit rough. Like the, goodness, what are the names of them? The two that people use, like the Fertile Ants, and stuff like that.
Standing by for recovery.
And that is the, oh god, who makes the Fertile Ants and stuff? It's like Zoltan, something like that. I'm probably way off with that one. Core Dynamics, it's not... so Gudamaya, that's how you say it. And then Core Dynamics is the other one who makes like the Eagle No, Eagle is not. Eagle's talking to Lacey because it's the name of his ship. But you've got the Vulture. That's Core Dynamics, and any of the Federation ships are Core Dynamics. I'm not a huge fan of all the Fed ships, to be honest.
Lift off.
Landing gear retracted.
Caution. Hull integrity at 70%.
Ah, that hurt a little bit. That's true. I don't know. All the Fed ships just look like boxes to me, so I'm not a huge fan.
Shields online. Frameshift drive charging.
Jump in progress. Stellai Serpents is in transit to the high PEI PAX C-EC-25-1 system. This is your first visit to the system. Three jumps until arrival. Fuel reserves are now at 83% capacity, Commander. This star is notable, with an unusually high solar radius at 0.69 times sols. As you can see, it emits an orange-red light. 1 out of 8 bodies have been scanned. Fuel at maximum.
I mean, also fair, also fair. We are literally just a triangle. Yo, Pancake Ship is the way to go, though. Everybody loves Pancake Ship.
Planet 5 is notable, with an extremely oblong orbit. Planet 4 is notable, with an extremely elongated orbit.
Yo, low-key, I did a lot of exploring in a beluga. Only downside is before every jump you gotta make sure you cool down because it gets real hot. But I absolutely love the beluga. I think it's probably one of my top 3 favorite ships.
System scan complete.
And that's saying something because there's a lot of good ships in this game.
Frameshift drive charging.
I think Beluga would probably be my favorite exploration ship. The Imperial Courier would be probably my favorite combat ship. That's also a small. And then as far as like a multi-purpose,
Stellai Serpents is traveling to the high PEI Party-KP50-8 system.
I'd probably have to go with the biggest Imperial boy. I always forget is it the Cutter? Yeah, the Cutter.
You have 2 jumps until arrival.
Fuel scooping.
1 body remains to be scanned here. Fuel at maximum.
Complete.
It is wonderfully majestic. If you have VR, highly recommend playing this game in VR. The crates are so much fun in VR because they kind of stick out like the Millennium Falcon's cockpit. Anything by the Imperial is absolutely wonderful. Best newbie ship? Depends on how newbie you're talking. I always shotgun for a Cobra MK2. Cobra Mark... Is it Mark 3? It's Cobra Mark 3. That's right. Mark 2 is in the Elite before this. Yeah. Get that Mark 3. If you're poorer than that, then it depends on what role you're playing.
Planet 1 is a notable high metal content world with an incredibly oblong orbit and an unusually high radius of around 9,500 kilometers.
Alright, on to the next one.
Frameshift drive charging.
Trading aspirations. AspX is a very good long-range trader. If you're going to do like bulk trading, like looking at markets, save up money for that Type 6.
Telemetry obtained. Stelli Serpents is en route to the high PEIFC-OB48-0 system. This is your first visit to the system. You have one jump left. Fuel reserves are now at 86% capacity.
Uno mas.
Planet A2 is an exceptional high metal content world with an unusually high mass at 5.9 times Earth's, an unusually high radius of just over 10,000 kilometers, and an incredibly high surface temperature of well over 2,500 Kelvin. 11 bodies remain to be scanned in the system. Maximum fuel.
Are you guys flying with HOTAS or Xbox controllers, keyboard and mice? What are you guys using? Go ahead and slow down here. I see you. Get that out of the way. Yeah, it's definitely not a combat ship. I always call them the paper kite or the paper airplane, or basically because like you can put decent shields on it for its size, but as soon as its shields are down, it's just shredded.
Planet A4 is a notable gas giant with ammonia-based life with a pristine icy ring. This body contains large deposits of sulfur and carbon. Planet A5 is a notable Class 2 gas giant with a pristine icy ring.
Oh god. A Wii remote? I just imagine, I don't have my webcam on, but you're just using it in your hand and you're like, meh. You know, out of the 200 keybinds, I really hope all 6 on the Wii remote you can get it done with.
High levels of carbon and selenium.
To dock with the Wii remote, you just kind of put it down on the table and be like, alright, we're done.
The bonds of our brotherhood held us together. We made ourselves a home.
This body has large deposits of carbon. This star system holds every element required to boost the jump range of his ship. Exploration class, green.
Alright guys, the magical system that we've been talking about, we're about to arrive.
once more. That's your ally. That's your friend.
Destination confirmed. Stellae Serpents is traveling to the HIDEIKX-IC23-1 system. This is your first visit to the system. Its current location is just over 7,000 light years from home.
We will not break. We will.
Also known as Terra Madre.
Rise up now. Never surrender.
Magical with a chance of Earth-likes.
Attention commanders, I'd like to introduce you to Seth, a social LU progressive.
Bodies A5, A5A, B2, B3 and B4 are good candidates to map.
In our Explorer Station, we've got both rare and profitable goods. We have high-tech lab outfits,
Maximum fuel.
starports, and finest modules, and several pristine metallic locations.
A5, A5A, B2, B3, and B4 to map already, and we haven't even looked at anything else.
And passing traders since 3301. Plan your trip to LU today.
Hello, Commanders. This is the Director of the Strategic Wings Order and Retaliation Division, or SWORD.
If you're curious why I fly in one direction before I enter FFS, is because I don't want the star to get in the way. So I always wait till my ship speeds up to about 10C, and then I bring it back down.
Very core seek to undermine humanity's efforts in our little corner of space. Something we in SWORD take seriously.
Just so I'm far enough away from the body, so that way I can hopefully get everything scanned behind it as well.
So join SWORD and be that driving force that brings light to the darkest reaches of the bubble.
Planet A5 is an exceptional Earth-like world with an extremely high mass at 2.4 times Earth's, an unusually high radius of well over 7,500 kilometers, and Earth-like conditions.
Nice. What is this beat? Like high energy. Let me fill it down a little bit. There we go.
Moon A5 is interesting, with an incredibly large radius of just over 3,000 kilometers and potential for terraforming.
So originally it was. It depends on what I'm gonna do, because I'm not a huge fan of the whole upkeep thing. I understand why they do it, because everything's instanced, so they need to have it so people are playing. But if I'm an explorer, I don't think I'm gonna get much use out of it. Now maybe if I wanted to stick to a certain galactic plane system, like in this square, and explore everything in there, then I'd maybe park the fleet carrier in the middle, so I can be like, it's a base dock, and come back to it. But it's not on my immediately list. I know I'll get one eventually just to say I did, but I'm good for now.
Planet B4 is notable, with terraformable conditions and abundant liquid water at the surface.
Terraformable water world, alright.
Planet B3 is a notable high metal content world with potential for terraforming. Planet B2 is notable, with terraformable conditions. Body A4 contains large deposits of arsenic. Bodies A5, A5A, B2, B3 and B4 are good candidates for mapping.
A5. Yeah, now you can have people donate money and donate thorium, not thorium, whatever it is, tritium and stuff to it. So that way you're not completely out, but you do still have to log in to make sure you manage the everything. Alright. We're gonna take a picture of this first before we get those ones scanned up. We're gonna wait till we come through the other side though. Always gotta take a picture with our Earth likes. There we go. Oh yeah. Actually, what we're gonna do is the other way around. What we're gonna do is one of these real quick. We're gonna get close. Not too close, but decently close. We don't want to go into the exclusion zone. But we're gonna drop.
Return to normal space near planet IDIKX-IC-23-185.
And then I can do one of these. I need a picture of the water in it. The exclusion zone? Yeah, so that's going to be like the yellow ring. If you go into there, that's where you like are forced to drop. I don't want to get too close to that because then jumping out of its gravity can be a bit of a pain. Alright, that'll do.
LI Serpents has jumped to Super Cruise.
I have to get further away. Honestly, I could probably just do the service scanner from here. How many does it want? 7? Hey, I appreciate it. Yep, I will be doing this again tomorrow, same time, 6 a.m. for me. I will be posting the schedule as soon as I'm off here on Twitter as well for you. We're orbiting it, yeah? Okay, we are. I was just making sure. Right, it is pretty sweet. Are you talking about for the HUD overlay? So I found, and I just changed the colors, it's the same colors as it was in beta. This was the original blue they had before they swapped to the like light blue they use now. So I just found out the colors from it and I changed it back. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Mapping is complete. Efficiency bonus awarded. Planet A5 is a medium
Planet's
gravity
pretty sweet
world.
too.
This planet has low levels of active iron lava flows. The atmosphere is similar to Earth's, with an average surface temperature of 265 Kelvin. Bodies A5A, B2, B3 and B4 are also recommended candidates for mapping.
Now we're gonna head over to its moon.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Mapping is now finished.
Surface
Efficiency bonus granted. Moon A5 is a low-gravity terraformable rocky body. Most prevalent in the trace gas atmosphere is sulfur dioxide with an average surface temperature of 240 Kelvin. Bodies B2, B3, and B4 are also good candidates to map.
What it does is reaches into your brain chemically
Surface scanned by 50%.
Surface map is complete.
Surface scan.
Efficiency bonus awarded. Planet B3 is a medium gravity terraformable high metal content world. Most prevalent in the thick atmosphere is water with an average surface temperature of 655 Kelvin. Bodies B2 and B4 are also good candidates for mapping.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Mapping is now complete. Efficiency bonus granted. Planet B2 is a medium gravity terraformable high metal content world. The thick atmosphere is composed mostly of carbon dioxide with an average surface temperature of 501 Kelvin. Body B4 is also a good candidate to map. Surface map is complete.
Surface scan
Efficiency
complete.
bonus granted. Planet B4 is a medium gravity terraformable water world. The thin atmosphere is composed mostly of carbon dioxide with an average surface temperature of 327 Kelvin. You have mapped all worthwhile bodies.
Frameshift drive charging.
Jump in progress. Stellae Serpents is traveling to the high DEIFL S-IC-23-24 system. This is your first visit to the system. Jumps remaining.
Fuel scooping.
16 bodies remain to be scanned. Maximum fuel.
Complete.
Moon B3 is notable, with an unusually inclined orbit. Body B3 has large deposits of arsenic. Planet B4 is a notable high metal content world with potential for terraforming. Planet C7 is notable, with abundant liquid water at the surface. Planet C8 is a notable water world with abundant liquid water. Planet C6 is notable, with potential for terraforming. Planet C5 is notable, with an unusually oblong orbit and terraformable conditions.
I'm using EDDI. It's an absolutely wonderful app.
With an unusually oblong orbit and potential for terraforming.
We pair that with Elite Dangerous Market Connector at the top left to see if anybody else has grabbed them before. Since there's a green dot in the top left, it says like, hey, somebody's been here before, but the fact that they're not showing up as terraformable
Planet
means
C3 is a notable high metal content world with potential for terraforming.
somebody hasn't either scanned them or mapped them. So we're going to take a look here in a second, but this is probably going to be a first discovery here.
System scan complete.
Bodies B4, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, and C8 are recommended mapping candidates.
Damn. That's a lot. Alright, so if we come on over here to system map. Yeah, look. All unexplored, which means somebody's jumped through this system before. But they've never actually scanned up anything. And I've already forgot which ones he mentioned. But I know there's a whole bunch. Was it B4? Well, you know what? We'll go ahead and do B4, and then if it's not, we'll grab the other ones. We just have to pay attention next time. But it's a way out there.
Where asteroid belts are pristine, and huge nebulas exist. A legion of warriors hears the call. The RSC Truckers. Delivering crucial, high-value hauls to the most remote locations in the universe.
Where the hell am I?
But this time, Mother Nature unleashes her fury like never before.
Whoa!
An epic route, nicknamed the Neutron Highway, brings huge FSD problems, record-breaking distances,
This could be my longest haul yet.
and threatens the commander's very survival.
I'm really getting quite worried now.
New competition sent temperatures soaring as old friends become new foes.
I challenge you, sir.
I can haul more than you.
And trips turn into death traps. Truckers race to get out alive, and only the best will survive.
Here, in Capital Furnaces, things are a little bit different. The onion-head farmers are treated like the elite races of Blackman Ring. They are idolized and adored. And why not? They are living legends. They are the men that grow the onion-head flour, that make onion-head taste supreme.
Excuse-moi.
Yes?
Are you a farmer?
Of course, oui, onion. Harvest Port, Capital Furnaces.
Please tell me B and C are orbiting pair. Yes, thank goodness. Okay. It's a bit of a flight on out here. It's not too bad, but, you know. We've got to be cutting this stream off in about 10 minutes, so we're gonna just basically map all these and then call it. May run a little bit long. Hey, Woo2, how you doing? We're just flying in a straight line right now, coming over here to get this bad boy scanned up. Just got the game. Let's see here. What do you want to do in it? Have you played enough to figure out like what role you want to go, like combat, trading, exploration, or are you just looking for overall good tips? Never leave base without a fuel scoop if possible. Always wonderful to have. Gotcha. Yeah, I was gonna say fuel scoop's gonna be very helpful. You're only okay. Gotcha. The easiest thing you can do early game is if you're in a sidey, figure out what role you eventually want to go ahead and take on, like trading, mining, exploration, something along those lines. Or if you want to do them all. From the Sidewinder, your first big ship upgrade you want to work towards is a Cobra MK3. Once you get that, you can do a lot more. But any of the smaller little ship upgrades, like if you want to go combat, Eagle is a good choice. If you want to do some trading, Adder is a very first good choice, or a hauler. Fuel scoops are important. About shields. Shields are going to be nice depending on what you're trying to do. But just make sure you keep an eye on like scoopable planets, honestly, is going to be your big one. Just don't get stranded. That's the hardest thing early game. Asp Explorer. Yes, Asp is a good long-term goal. Although I guess it's probably a short-term goal now with how easy money is to get versus when I was playing. But Cobra is a good step up from your... Okay, you know KGB foam? Good. Asp is a very good, like, once you get to an Asp, the game opens up a lot. If you want to do exploring and mining, Asp is definitely the way to go. Get into engineering sooner than later. Like, if you can unlock Felicity Farseer, that would be, like, the big first go-to. That way you can charge your frameshift drives. So you can get a bigger jump range. Alright, here we go. So you can do all sizes. So Felicity can go from grade 1 all the way up to 5, I believe. Yeah, basically the beginning, all you do is grind for money to upgrade your ship.
Mapping is complete. Efficiency bonus awarded. Planet B4 is a low-gravity terraformable high-metal content world. The trace gas atmosphere is composed mostly of sulfur dioxide with an average surface temperature of 226 Kelvin. Body C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, and C8 are also recommended mapping candidates.
Basically figure out a goal for yourself, because you kind of have to set your own goals. So basically be like, hey, I really want, like you said, the Asp Explorer. Basically, all you're going to do is grind money until you can afford the Asp Explorer with insurance. Never fly without insurance. Yeah, so basically the DSS is going to help a lot when you go exploring because you can scan certain planets, like terraformables. If you scan them and do DSS, you get double the amount of payout. And then if you're the first to discover something and you DSS, you get quad payout. So always worth it if you have the room to throw a DSS on there. I've made this mistake before, but if you're going to go out exploring, even though you never think you'll need hard points, at least have just like a simple pulse laser on your thing, because you may need it to interact with structures when you go out. I mean, if you're exploring in a Sidewinder, you can. Honestly, I would say, like, if you want to do anything, just try to upgrade out of the Sidewinder first. Like, Sidewinder is a very good basic ship, but there's not enough hard points or internals to do much with it. Yeah, save up that cash. Surprisingly, you can actually get a pretty decent jump range out of the hauler, though, if you wanted to make a really cheap makeshift first explorer ship. They used to call those the taxi cabs. So to know if a station or a system has a space station in it, the easiest way, if when you are on the galaxy map and you go to look at system map, to find that out is that you can look by population size. A lot of times the big population sizes are going to have space stations. Also, if they have some sort of government, like federal, something like that. Most of the time, if you have an inhabited planet, it has a space station orbiting it. Or if you've got Horizons, it may have a planetary landing one as well. But nothing's foolproof. You kind of have to look it up. The real way, if you really wanted to know, would be to put the station into EDDI. Or what is it? No, it's EDDB.io website. And it'll tell you if it's got a station or not in it. I was gonna say, I knew the base game was like $9, but with Horizons, that's not bad. Yeah, I know a lot of new players are getting in. I think yesterday hit the all-time cap for players at like 21K at a time, which is pretty nice. It was 8 o'clock. Oop, it is. It's news time, guys.
And now it is time for Radio Sidewinder News.
This is a Radio Sidewinder news update for the 30th of May, 3306. The Brewer Corporation has concluded its simulation of the Drake-class capital ship. The simulation was conducted with the participation of numerous independent commanders as an effort to refine the massive vessel's last-minute design decisions. Harnessing the commander's technical knowledge in this manner yielded design improvements to fuel efficiency, onboard storage arrangements, and even a modular component adaptation that will allow a universal cartographics software suite to transmit directly to the galactic database.
Yeah, a lot of people are trying to get back into the game.
These large
and yeah, definitely get in the bubble.
A new era for the communities of independent commanders. Pilots from across the galaxy have posited various ways they plan to use the immense size and range of the ships to further their goals in trade, exploration, and even privatized warfare. The Brewer Corporation has indicated that the design of the carriers will shortly be ready for consumer release, and has indicated they will continue to monitor and consider further upgrades as new technologies become available. Betsy Glenfiddich, a senior marketing administrator for Brewer, had this to say in a public statement. My carrier administrators are at this moment finalizing the licensing paperwork to ensure that interested buyers will have as seamless a buying experience as possible. We are ready to serve you. The Pilots Federation has scheduled the 9th of June for the release of the licenses that will allow wealthy commanders to purchase the carrier. Interested parties should make their way to a designated vendor on that day to make arrangements for delivery of their new asset. This has been Computer Pete reporting for Radio Sidewinder News.
This hour of Radio Sidewinder
Alright,
is
sweet.
brought to you by the Galactic Insurance.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to do. I remember back in the day when all you could really do was like trade and explore. So Shinrata Desra has every single type of ship available, but you have to be elite rank. If you're looking for the actual type of system, I believe that's going to be a high-tech system.
Efficiency bonus awarded.
High-tech systems won't have them all, but it'll have a lot.
Content world. The very thick atmosphere is composed primarily of carbon dioxide with an average surface temperature of 671 Kelvin. Body C4, C5, C6, C7, and C8 are also good mapping candidates.
Alright, nice. As I was saying, what was I saying? Yeah, high-tech systems. Look for high-tech. Yeah, Jameson. It's in Shinrata Desra, but you can't get there till you're elite rank. Oh, Bresla. Interesting. I didn't know they had an option.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Surface map is now finished.
Surface scan
Efficiency
complete.
bonus granted. Planet C4 is a medium gravity terraformable high metal content world. The trace gas atmosphere is composed mainly of carbon dioxide with an average surface temperature of 278 Kelvin. Body C5, C6, C7, and C8 are also recommended candidates to map.
There you go. Get that goal. That's honestly what you have to do in this game, is set yourself a goal and just go for it. Once you've got that, you kind of just grind away money till you can achieve your goal. To get an asp? I doubt it. I doubt it. But you can try. Worst come to worst, what you can do is sell your exploration data at that station and then run missions for that station. And if you keep running missions for that station, the higher rank you get, the better paying missions they give you.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Surface map is complete.
Surface scan
Efficiency
complete.
bonus granted. Planet C5 is a medium gravity terraformable high metal content world. Most prevalent in the thick atmosphere is water with an average surface temperature of 641 Kelvin. Body C6, C7, and C8 are also recommended candidates for mapping.
Alright, 3 more to map. This is a very good system. And then I gotta go get ready for the work. I was supposed to get ready about 7 minutes ago, but we gotta finish up this system, my dudes, or else I'll forget. Ooh. Don't want to call the fuel rats, my dude. I mean, that's what they're there for. Actually, I just saw a statistic where I think they hit 250 rescues in a day, which was like their all-time high. So that's not too bad. Yeah, it happens more than you think, but it is, you don't want to do that. You're like, hello, I am Inside Winder, I need the help.
Map is now complete. Efficiency bonus granted. Planet C6 is a low-gravity terraformable high-metal content world. Most prevalent in the trace gas atmosphere is sulfur dioxide with an average surface temperature of 211 Kelvin. Body C7 and C8 are also good candidates to map.
Yeah, 30 Like, if you can get up to 30 to start with, that's definitely good. Because you're probably just going to be going to, like, basic, like, always, if you've never done exploration, obviously you're in a society, but, like, you can head towards the Pleiades first. And that's a very good first start for exploring. Because there is stations and stuff out there. It depends, it depends. It's been a long time since I've had people come after me. In smaller systems, so back in the day, they used to have, like in the starting systems, people would take out people all the time. But now the starting systems are all region locked, so people, after they, like, get out of there, they can't come back. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, to be honest. NPCs will interdict you all the time if you're running, like, high cargo. But if you're doing exploration, you'll never have to really worry about it. Mining, on the other hand, you'll have a lot of fun with.
Surface scanned by 50%.
$89, really? It depends on the mission rank, to be honest. So if it's like a novice rank or something, especially these beginnering ones, you probably won't have too much. And then even then, they're going to try to interdict you. And then even then again, they're going to be extremely low, like, ranked people. So most of the time, if you do get attacked, and it is by an NPC, and they do pull you out of Super Cruise,
map is now finished.
you can usually get away.
Planet C7 is a medium gravity water world. The thin atmosphere is carbon dioxide rich with an average surface temperature of 249 Kelvin. Body C8 is also a good candidate to map.
But basically the higher level of the mission, the more prevalent they will to be coming after you. And then if you stack missions, like you take multiple missions at a time, the ships sent after you stack as well. Oh, you're good, friend. We got a few peeps here and there, but I'll be honest, a lot of my chat is like either people I work with or stuff like that kind of just lurk while they're at work. So we don't get too many chatters a lot of the time.
With a single application directly to the forehead, you'll be whisked away to the pre-programmed destination of your choice for the memory of a lifetime.
Oh my god, now I'm swimming in the oceans of Europa!
I hate this commercial.
Overeating, lethargy, increased sex drive, leg stiffness, plummeting testosterone levels, skin failure, man periods, untimely finger detachment syndrome, defensive vomiting, pregnancy and untimely finger detachment syndrome, minor heart explosions, growth of additional eyes, bad humors, copyright infringement, reemergence of the umbilical cord, extraneous limbs, inexplicable disease syndrome, retina detachment, speaking in tongues, severe aging, late onset albino with sudden loss of bone tissue, sudden loss of heartbeat, sudden loss of faith, spontaneous human combustion, loss of external sex organs, and cranial arthritis. Do not operate a spacecraft while under the influence of... Be aware of an increase in the average number of hallucinations with the use of... Is hazardous if swallowed and known to cause insanity in laboratory mice. Please don't sue us. We have kids too.
As she enters her bright new kitchen to cook her first meal, can she prepare those favorite dishes just like his mother used to make?
Why trouble yourself with methods of the past? Introducing the AutoCook MasterChef 2000, a fully self-operational food printer that will cook, so you don't have to. The AutoCook is compatible with every model of food cartridges available in the galaxy and has a memory full of more than 500 recipes that will please children and adults alike.
Yeah, if we go to EDSM real quick, and I go to their homepage, let's see here. So far, there has been, let's see here.
Mapping is now complete. Efficiency bonus granted. Planet
So
C8 is a
far,
medium-gravity water world.
53 million
Carbon
systems
dioxide
have been
rich atmosphere
explored.
with an average surface temperature of 256 Kelvin. All worthwhile bodies are now mapped.
So if you go to EDSM.net, 53 million systems have been explored, which is 0.01% of the galaxy. At that rate, it will take us 37,000 years, 1 month and 22 days to discover the rest of the universe. Just so that gives you an idea. Alright, with that being said, that is going to end it for me since I had to get off about 20 minutes ago. But it is what it is. Like I said, we're doing this every morning. I'm going to, right after this, I'm putting stuff up on Twitter as well as posting the schedule for this week. Just because I'm trying to use the Twitch scheduler now so everybody can see it if they log into the page. But it's a little bit weird because they do their schedules Monday through Sunday instead of Sunday through Saturday. So, it is what it is. But hopefully you guys all enjoyed. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Absolutely glad I could help you out too as well, Woo too. But if anybody has any questions or anything, you know where to find me. And I'll see you later. Have a good one, guys.